Everyone, and welcome to this week's Agent webinar. As you know, each Monday, we go through just some topics, nothing particularly organized. It's not like a presentation-led kind of session. This is more an opportunity to ask questions. I'm going to go through some bits and pieces online. As you'll see, you can see the admin screen, hopefully. And I'm going to take you through some of the queries I've received from some of the agents this week. And I'm not going to name agents, but just give you a bit of a taste of the types of things people are working on and problems they're coming across or solutions they've found. So each week I thought it might be helpful just to address some of these issues and to talk about any other topics that may crop up. So this week, what I wanted to do is talk about how we actually make a booking in the system without actually having an event. So let's say, for example, because we had it just the other day. In fact, we have it a lot, where someone's talking to an event organizer and they haven't quite set it up yet. They haven't set up the event. They're keen to work together, but it's just a bit early. And all of a sudden they come back and they say, well, I've got about 4 or 5 rooms or 6 rooms I do need to book, and I need them in this particular location. Can you help me out? And that's all great. And the agents want to do it because there's commission at the end of it. But all of a sudden they realize the hotel isn't on the booking system. We don't have any rates yet, and we're not booking a group. So how do we manage it? What do we do? So the best thing to do, firstly, is you get all the details from the person who you're talking to about the bookings. So you want exact stay dates, you want number of nights, you want how many people, what type of rooms they want to put together, what type of configuration. Is it twin rooms, double rooms, triple rooms, and all those sorts of things that tend to come up. So what we want to do is really get that information, work out which hotel they need, or call the number of hotels, and really kind of find out what the rates are, and make sure when you're talking to the rates that talking to the hotels that the rates you get are commissionable. So you want to make sure there's 10% commission involved with those, or whatever commission you want to charge. And then what happens is, how do you confirm that booking? So normally, if we're setting an event up, we would have already set the rates up into the system. We've linked it to the event organizer. We know what's going to happen. The attendees of the event are going to come through and they're going to book. But you don't have anything at this stage. All you've done is talk to the hotel. The hotel has said, yep, we've got rooms. You go back to the guest and say, yep, they've got rooms. This is the rate. Don't mention your commission. Your commission is going to be involved. And they're going to say, okay, great. And you're going to ask for their credit card details because the hotel needs that. They give you their credit card details, and you can call the hotel and you can give the hotel the credit card details and do the booking and ask the hotel to email you the confirmation. Now, you could just email that confirmation straight across to the booking guest, okay? But the reason you want to put it into our system is so that you can send a hotel's TV confirmation from within the system. Not only does that look more professional, but it's good branding where the guest now understands they're dealing with an agent, so they're more encouraged to come back and use us again. You want the booking in the system so that you can invoice it. that's important as well. So how do we do that? So the first thing we need to do is add the hotel into the system. So I think we all know how to do that. So, you would go into the destination. So what would the destination be? You could, if you don't have a PBA, you could quickly set one up. So you could quickly add a PBA and add a booking to it. Or if the city is already there, you'd use that. So for example, you could just write Harrison's bookings, and that becomes your PBA, because you need a destination to attach it to. Either you attach it to a PBA, or if you're not going to do that, and let's say it's happening in London. Sorry, my screen's a little bit slower. All right, so let's say it's happening in London. You would click on London or wherever. You could put it in your own city. And then you would add a hotel if the hotel's not already there. The hotel might already be there, which is great. And then all you do is you go into that hotel. You add the room type, and then you add rates to the room. Okay. So once again, this is all kind of on your training anyway, in your how to do booking screen and how to set the hotels up. So if you're just learning out there, then you'll come across this when you actually do get to that part. And if you're more experienced and you've already been doing bookings, then you'll recognize this side quite easily. You have to add a room first, then you have to add rates to the room. Once you've set that up, so if we say here, let's say the 23rd of November, we're going to add a rate of £100 on request, and we're going to save that. So all of a sudden, there's the rate right in front of us, £100 at the Copthorne Tara, all done. So we've added the room, we've added the rate. If the hotel isn't there, you actually have to add the hotel. It takes a little bit longer, but you don't have to add everything if you're just going to do this type of booking, because the customer is not going to see this. What's going to happen is you're adding the customer into our system manually, and you need to add a rate to that booking in order for it to stick in the system. So you're not setting this up like a PBA where people will come through and book. You've already got the booking. You've just done it over the phone. You don't need the PBA. You just need to set up a hotel so that you can use the rates with your customer. And if you don't have a hotel, you go into hotel or add hotel. Quickly just do a few bits. You don't need to do it all. You need to put a full stop or an email address in the box there and click active. But we're going to use the Copthorne Tara for the 23rd of November, so you remember that. Now let's go back to this home screen. Now what we want to do is add a customer. So remember, we've already done the booking. We've given the credit card across. The hotel's even emailed us a confirmation, so we know the booking's done. It's got a cancellation policy, 24 hours, 72 hours, whatever the case is. And what we want to do is we want to go into customers. And now down the bottom here, it says add customer. So what we want to do is add a customer. And as you'll see, it's just a blank screen. So you can put in Mr. Harrison Brown, email address, harrison@hotels.tv, phone number, okay, anything like that, and then you save it. So what you've done is just create a customer in the system. And as you'll see, it looks like that. The customer comes up, it's a block, you can add notes, you can add bits and pieces, anything that you need to add or record or anything you want to remember. Now, remember, the system is built like building blocks. Even when you build a PBA, first thing you do is add the PBA, and then you add the hotels, then you add the promotions, then you add the sections and those sorts of things. So what you want to do now to this customer is add a hotel booking. So we already know what hotel it is. It's Copthorne Thara. So it brings you this screen, and over here it says find rates. Once again, there's videos on all this. So if you've missed the videos, you can go back and look over through the training area. You've got lots of options down here. You might only see your option, but I'm going to look at first. Control F I use a lot, by the way. Control F allows you to find things. So I'm going to first put in London, because if you remember, that's what the booking was under. I click on London, and then it takes me through to all the hotels, and I know the one I did was Copthorne Thara. So there you go, right there, the Kensington one. And it was the Superior Double, and it was the 23rd, because this is the one I set the rate up on. And there's the rate right there. And I want to use that rate. Okay, so I now use the rate, and if you have a look here, it has just populated this whole area. So now I know it's there, number of people, and there's one person staying in the room. I'll put the guest name as Harrison Brown. Any comments? You can add comments like, high floor, window, whatever you want. If you want to VIP them, you can always say they're a VIP, and then you cross your fingers and hope they get some special treatment when they get to the hotel. If it's someone's birthday, you can write in that it's their birthday. All these sorts of things matter, and it's great information to convey across to the hotel, who can then personalize the stay a lot more effectively. Okay, it's been handled by the booking agent, whoever that booking agent is, and you can add a log. So booked over the phone with hotel. Even put the name, Susan at hotel, who gave you the confirmation. You can even put it in here. The hotel ref up here is the hotel's own confirmation. So once we've done that, we save it and continue. And now you can see that if we look at that booking or that customer, there's now a booking attached to the customer. So now we have the option down here of whether we email the client or we mail the company. Now, mail company means email the hotel. The company is the hotel. The client is the hotel guest. Okay, so wherever you see mail company, that means hotel, and mail client, that means email the customer. So now what we can do is we can select confirmed to the customer and click mail client, and there is our confirmation with all the hotel details, all the address, everything you need. Send mail. It's done. All done. Okay, continue. We want to send a confirmation to the hotel. We click mail company, confirmed. We can even type the credit card details either in this box here, or you can say we'll call with card details for security reasons, or you can write as per existing booking, however you want to word it. Card details already provided, because we did it over the phone. Customer, whatever you want to add into the notes. And then you email the hotel. And this email will go directly to whichever email address was in the admin system before. I just put a full stop, so it's not going to go anywhere. But if I put an email address in that box, it would have automatically sent this confirmation saying the guest is paying at the hotel, this is the guest name, this is the type of room, any additional information, everything's set, and then I send the mail. But obviously I can't send the mail because it's just a full stop. And now you may notice that the booking has turned green for confirmed. Because we've just done those two actions, confirmed to the client, confirmed to the hotel, it automatically changes the status to confirmed. And that's the booking done. Simple as that. So remember, what we did was we took a booking randomly from a phone call or an email. We contacted the hotel. We got rates and availability and made sure it was commissionable. We've gone to the customer and we've told them, yeah, it's all booked for you. We need credit card details. We've given it to the hotel. That's all fine. And we've received a confirmation back from the hotel. So we know it's booked. The guest knows it's booked, but they haven't received a piece of paper or confirmation as yet. But we've told them it's booked and that we'll be emailing them a confirmation. We've gone inside our system. Once again, you can just give them the hotel's confirmation. That's absolutely fine. But it's better practice if you add them in as a customer, okay, into the system, which is the top section, add customer, all right, and you add the booking. And in order to add the booking, you need to go and make sure you can create a hotel, and you have to do that inside the destination. So you go into the destination folder and choose an existing destination. It doesn't really matter that you already have, or create a PBA just for the sake of this booking. Add a hotel, either use an existing one that you already have or add it from new. Add the room type and add the rate. And once you've got that, save it all and come back and add your customer in. And once you've added your customer in, add the booking to the customer. So remember, when we said add booking, it gives us a blank screen, right? But once we've added it, it looks like this. And once you've added that, you can then email the client and email the hotel. And remember, you can add more and more bookings to this customer's profile. So you could, every time they call you, you could add it inside that profile, so you start to build a really long list of their existing and past bookings, so you can keep track of everything. If you want to edit the booking, you go here to simply edit, and you can add the hotel's confirmation number in there. As you see, it's changed to confirmed. You can cancel it, change the rate, change the dates. If you want to change the length of stay, you have to check with the hotel, of course. And if that's okay, you actually go in here and you alter the dates to what you want, and that will expand it across more nights by altering the date, number of people, minimum stay rooms, and save it. And once you save that, it will automatically add more nights into the box there, and the total will be adjusted accordingly. So hopefully you found that useful today, just to really get a bit of an idea of how to do that. Any questions? Does anyone have any questions on that at all at the moment? If so, just drop it into the box, and we'll be sure to address those questions. A couple of other things I'll go through with you firstly. Okay. So let's go back to the main page, the admin page. So like I said before, here is where your customers are added, and then you can view your hotel bookings. And here is your destination folder, once again, where you can add. Okay. So one of the other questions, we've got a question coming in from Hamza. What's the main difference between a PBA and a destination? Okay, yeah, good question. The PBA is what we used previously. If we go back to the home page of the website, I'll be able to show you this. Okay. So if we go to agents, and let's go into David's profile, and let's look at WKU Junior Sport. Okay, so what you see here is a PBA. A PBA is a private booking area. Okay, private booking areas allow you to just put some information there. The hotels are on the same page, so it's not like a mini website. A PBA is everything on one page. That's the easiest way to think of it. You've got your articles and guides, but everything is right there. Hotels are on the information page. A destination is usually a country or a city. Okay, and when you go into a city, there are featured hotels on that page, but not all the other hotels like we just looked at. Okay, so this is more of a mini website. So a destination is actually more of a mini website where you've got articles and videos and all these sorts of things. You can choose the featured hotels. So you could have 6 or 8 hotels, but you could just choose 2 or 3 hotels to have on this page. So it does a lot more. And this is about a destination, but now we can actually use these destinations for events, not just cities. And the advantage with using it for events is that we can create a multiple page website for that event. Articles and guides, featured hotels. But when you click the link, you then get back to that page that you'll kind of recognize from the PBA page, where you've got all the hotels ready to book on one page, and you've got a map. Okay, so basically a destination allows you to put it into more of a mini website type version for the event, and a PBA is just one page. Now you can use either for your events, and I'll show you an example of this. If you look at the Muslim convention that was on this weekend, this has been done on a destination page, just like Edinburgh, but this is for an event. Articles and guides, we've got hotels here, and you can click and look. That's featured hotels, and you can look at all the hotels on another page where you do the booking and a map. So hopefully that makes sense. So it gives you a bit more flexibility and a larger website, and also your contact details come out really nicely here on the destination page, whereas they don't normally come out that well on the PBA. And also you've got a search box in here, which is good. So you can search the dates, number of nights, right in the heading, and it takes you through to that hotel page with the map. Right, so you can do that. So very much like a mini booking website of a couple of pages, 2 or 3 pages plus the hotels pages. So it's a bit more professional. It's also very good to use if you've got multiple events. So Africa, ISCA is a good one. So ISCA is the International Sport Karate Association of Australia. Now, at the moment, this was this weekend gone, we were just promoting one event, the Australian National Titles, but you could actually put links on this page to PBAs, if that makes sense. So these guys at ISCA are 20 events for the year. So let's say you took 20 events for the year and you link them on that page. This could be the main page they come to, because the organizer asked us if we could just create one single link for all 20 events. So this becomes the landing page as well. So we gave them hotels.tv/ISCA. Forget all the other things like the booking areas and destination. When you look at it up here in the URL box, just call it www.hotels.tv/ISCA or the name of your event, and that will default to whether it's a destination or a booking area PBA. But when you give it to your client, it's so much nicer if you can just give them www.hotels.tv/ISCA rather than secure.hotels.tv destination/ISCA/. It's too long. So we've made it so that all your PBAs, regardless of where they're hosted, will all have that. So if you want to go to London, you go hotels.tv/London. You don't go destinations/London. It will automatically default to that. All right. So hopefully that clears that up. Using a destination for your event creates a lot more flexibility and I think a more professional platform. Whereas the PBAs is something we used to use all the time and starting to slowly move away from it just because the destinations are nicer. But the PBAs are still very good. Just to separate events, like I said, ISCA's got 20 events, so you could actually put a PBA together for each individual tournament and link it to this main page. So this is the landing page, and then they could just click a link here. You can actually put a hyperlink in this area here, and that can take you straight through to the PBA. In this case, we've just linked that straight to the hotel. So it's quite flexible the way you can use it. All right, so yeah, good question. And we had another question just on, bear with me while I find my way back to it. The other question was about linking back to the guides area and getting logos for events. If you go to the how-to guides and click on that link, you've got lots of training information and you've got a link to the video training channel there as well. And if you see down here, logos and icons, if you click on that, these are all the different logos that you can use to give to your event organizer, and they can put it on their page. So rather than just have them type something out and link in text, you can actually just either save that image or you can download it, give them whichever one suits, and they can then link that directly to your hotels.tv/ISCA or whatever it is. Just to give you an idea of that, if we go onto the isca.com.au website, it'll give you a pretty good example. I see. Sorry, yeah, the page doesn't move sometimes. Okay. Yeah, the page, because of the screen sharing I've got on. So what I was saying is www.isca.com.au. That's the ISCA Sport Karate Zone page. And as you can see here, they've actually used one of the logos on the page to say Hotels TV is the official booking agent for the event. All right, so hopefully you see where they are and how that can be used. All right, just a couple of other bits and pieces that you might find helpful. And yeah, sorry for that if the screen didn't move earlier. It jumps off this screen where I'm sharing it at the moment. Okay, so what I was showing you is where the logos are. So if you go into the admin site and you go into the how-to guides down the bottom right-hand side and you click on logos and icon, and you get them all down the bottom, and you can either right-click it, save it to a folder, or you can link all this stuff as well. Use whichever one you want, whichever one suits as logos, as all sorts of things. So that is just a step back under the how-to guides, which is on your admin screen as well. So once again, you no doubt see my version has a lot more options than yours do, but you should all have the how-to guides. If you don't, then email support@hotels.tv and we'll make sure that's switched on for you. One of the other questions I had recently was, what is partial bookings for? A lot of you should have partial bookings in your option. Partial bookings are when someone comes onto the website and they fill out the first part of the room information and they click go, but they don't complete their credit card details, and they leave the website for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't have their credit card on them at the time, maybe they changed their mind, maybe they had a problem or couldn't find some information. So what it does, the partial booking screen, if you look in and out of this on a fairly regular basis, it gives you their contact information, everything you need, and you can contact them and say, look, I saw that you didn't complete your booking. How can we help you? And they might have one or two questions, and then you could do the booking over the phone, or they'll go back in and feel more confident and comfortable about doing the booking. But that's what partial bookings are all about. People that didn't complete the booking process, we still capture their information. Another question was on incomplete bookings, amended bookings, and cancelled. Incomplete bookings are not completely incomplete. So the hotel will have the information, the guest will have the confirmation. What this is for is to get the confirmation number from the hotel. So we want the hotel to basically give us their confirmation number, so we know they've got the booking. And so they enter it on the right-hand side. Sorry, we enter it on the right-hand side and we save, and that takes it off this screen. So basically the incomplete screen, the cancelled screen, and the amended screen are really just there to remind you to make sure that you get a confirmation from the hotel. So just because the system has emailed it to the hotel doesn't guarantee us that they've actually received it. So double check, look in your incomplete folders, and then email the hotels and say, hey, we still haven't got the confirmation back for this particular guest. Did you get the booking okay? Even though the availability may be set into the system, which means the customer has already got their confirmation automatically, that's great. And the hotel has given us allocation, so we know we've got rooms, and our system has emailed the hotel, but we just want to make sure that they have that email to make sure that they've put a name against that allocated room, and that just avoids the potential of any problems or anything going wrong, such as the guest then winding up at the hotel and not having a room booked because the hotel never got the guest name and this confusion. So it's a double checking process. As soon as the hotel gives you that confirmation, it's their responsibility. All right. Well, look, that brings us to the end of questions and for the webinar for today. I hope that was of interest to you, and digging around, it's something a little bit different where we start to use certain aspects of the website. I don't want to go too much more into detail because it has a tendency to confuse. You can always stop. I'm videoing this, so you can stop the video and rewind. The video will, of course, be on the training channel on YouTube. You should all be subscribed to that. So as soon as I add a new video, you should get a notification and be able to go in and watch it. So that's it. If you have any queries or any questions, then email support@hotels.tv. If you're booking your sessions online, make sure you do. It's so much easier to manage your sessions through the calendar than it is by randomly asking when you can book something, because especially if it's at short notice, quite often we're booked several days in advance, but we might only have 2 or 3 gaps. If the gaps are there, usually you can see them on the calendar, and it makes it so much easier if you can just use that calendar. If we can't meet you at your date, then we will be in touch with you and we'll help you move that to a time that is doable, because we have one calendar which does the new agents coming through that want to have a chat about the potential of joining Hotels TV. And we also use that same calendar for the agents. So just because your slot may look open from a training perspective, quite often we've already got interviews scheduled at some of those times. We're looking at a different calendar platform, which makes it a lot easier to use, but that's the one we're using at the moment. And hopefully you'll find that pretty easy. But if you can go through the calendar, you've got more chance of getting the slots you want than if you email us or message us, because quite often if we take your message, we might not even be in the office to add it in to the calendar. And then by the time we get back to the office, if we add it in and the slot's already taken, we're going to double book and we're going to have to move you. So that's why we have the calendar link as per your introductory email that we first sent, which has how to book the appointments. But keep the sessions coming. It's important to us that you keep learning and you keep developing and you keep connecting with these webinars to keep your skills growing. This is not a substitute for going through the 8 steps online either. So make sure you complete that video series. That's very, very important. These are just random tips and top-ups. This is not where you learn from scratch how to be a booking agent. This is how we maintain you and keep you connected and answer any moving questions or topical questions that are coming up. All right. So thank you for joining us from all over the world. And we look forward to speaking to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Remember, activity, okay, is a difference in your business. Activity. Make sure you're actively talking to event organizers. Even if you don't think your presentation is the best in the world or you're still, learning, talk to event organizers. You will learn so much faster when you have to use the words. And in the meantime, while you're learning, you're going to be getting customers. Don't wait until you think you know everything perfectly to start your businesses. Start now. Start the conversation. It's such a simple business. Hey, we're a booking agent. We have a booking system. We want to link it to your website so you can all get better rates and come through and book. And maybe we share commission, maybe we don't. It doesn't matter how it comes out as long as it comes out, and you will get better and better once you start talking to people. But the only thing that makes you money is by actively connecting with event organizers. The hotels will come. That's easy. Get the events and everything else is easy. All right. Have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.